Welcome to Mission Sunlight. This quarter, our travels take us to the Euro-Asia division. If you traveled from one end of the territory to the other, you would see towering mountains and fertile plains, vast steppes, forests, as well as frozen tundra and popular regions. Taking the good news of Jesus to the people of this region is challenging and rewarding.
We have here in this division territory the largest, geographically speaking, division of the world of our Seventh-day Adventist Church, with 11 time zones from east to west.
12 countries of the former Soviet Union now comprise the Euro-Asia division, with headquarters in the Russian city of Moscow. Christians in these countries have greater freedom to worship according to their conscience, but it hasn't always been that way. Persecution, imprisonment, and even death were once used by the government as deterrents against anyone suspected of having religious ties.
In the time of the Soviet Union, authorities thought that God does not exist, and they persecuted our leaders and church members. And to have a Bible was prohibited, to have books of the Spirit of Prophecy was prohibited, and our church members needed to memorize Bible texts and portions of the Spirit of Prophecy.
Persecution often brings a greater commitment to follow God's leading, and this was the experience of many Christians whose worship experiences were suppressed under the Soviet regime.
Nevertheless, the members and the pastors were faithful to the Lord. They tried to keep the faith and tried to share the faith in very difficult time to live. The majority of our leaders were taken to Siberia and lost their lives. Then the lay members, the elders of the church, were the ones that keep the faith of our church membership.
With the downfall of communism, religious freedom became more than a long hoped-for dream. It became reality. Churches were able to organize and congregations were allowed to worship openly.
When the liberty came and we were able to establish this division, the unions and the local conference and churches, we counted 35,000 church members. 35,000 faithful church members that survived the regime.
The surviving group began to reach out to others, and today it has grown to be more than 4 times as large.
And today we have 4 times more. So jump from 35,000 to 140,000, thanks to the Lord.
That is remarkable growth, but there are many more people to reach with the story of Jesus. The population within the Euro-Asia division currently stands at 280 million individuals who need to hear the gospel. The challenge to tell them in their own language and provide reading and study materials, lay evangelism training, pastoral support, and places of worship is a burden that lies heavily on the hearts of division leadership. During this quarter, you will learn how the 13th Sabbath mission offering will be used to reach millions who still need to hear the story of Jesus. The doors of opportunity have remained open in this region for a number of years. The gospel has begun to take a foothold, but there is still much work to do. When our church family works together, the financial burden isn't so heavy. From the Euro-Asia division, this is Mission Sunlight.